Do you ever have those days, weeks, or even months of not being able to work on what you want? A process that you've enjoyed before is now frustrating, you can't get anything finished, you feel like a failure and start to second guess your abilities, your passion, and everything you've ever done in life leading up to this moment. Well, that might have been a little bit over dramatic, but you could be burnt out. And from my experience, burnout is real. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience. Wow, that's fast, isn't it? In this video, I'm going to be talking about rap god. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Max being with rap god. I'm going to be talking about my experience with burnout, especially in a creative profession, and things that I found help me out. Burnout is when every task just becomes impossibly frustrating. It feels like you've got no energy or no drive to do something. When it feels like that entire process is an absolute nightmare. When that process is something that I don't enjoy anymore, I begin to question if I even like doing art, which is pretty crazy since I do art for a living as a freelance artist. So it's important to be able to get out of burnout for me. Figured out a few ways to do that and how to prevent it, so hopefully those tips can help you. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not Bill Nye the Science Guy or anything like that. These tips are all just based on my personal experiences and what I find helps me. Might help you, it might not. Who knows? Who knows? So if I can feel myself drained and not able to produce happily, or if I just finding everything frustrating, there are a couple of things that I like to do to try and reduce that and get back into the swing of things as fast as possible, basically. And one of them is just to take a break. Just stop doing the task that you have to do altogether. Online, there's this grind culture where you got to be working 24/7. Every second wasted is a second. You're not getting successful and rich. But if that second is you bashing your head off the desk, maybe you should just take a step out, go for a walk, go for a run, spend some time with friends, and just stop, have a nice time. Maybe you are the type of person that can just work 24/7 and never ever burn out. That's you. is what I think about that. That's cool, but for me personally, taking a break really helps, especially walking or other things like that. Sometimes you can feel bad about not being productive, so another thing that I like to do is just explore different hobbies. Recently I've been burnt out from drawing and painting, so I've just been exploring programming. It's something I've always been interested in but never really explored properly, and I found that I could be productive learning that while pushing the art and the drawing to the side. What I found is I actually get quite sick of the programming side of things and want to do some more drawing or art, so that kind of helps refresh the creative juices a little bit. If you want to be productive and still sort of flex your creative artist muscles or whatever it is that you're doing, music, you could do something else which is related to the thing that you're doing, but not necessarily the thing that you're doing, if that makes sense. So for example, if I've got to work on an illustration for a deadline or for a client or a personal project that I just wanted to do, but I'm not feeling it, I'm feeling burnt out, I'm feeling frustrated. Sometimes I find it helps to just doodle or study, something that doesn't need to be posted online. It's not a big finished piece, but it's still being productive in that field. Meditation. I used to think meditation was a load of rubbish, but I've been getting into it. I'm going full monk with the shaved head, and it's really helped me out. It helps me just ground myself, kind of stop myself from focusing on a million different things that I've got running around in my brain. So that really helps me try and get back into the mood, especially if I'm working on a deadline. If I don't have a deadline, I'll probably just take a break and not do any drawing. But if I've got a deadline and there's stuff to be done and you're feeling the stress, a little bit of meditation can help. I'd recommend the mindfulness app and Headspace. That's what got me started, but now I can just do it Zen mode whenever I want. So meditation is another good thing I like to do. Probably the most effective one for me next is exercising. If I go for a 20-minute, 30-minute run, my mind is completely clear, completely fresh. Get a little bit of a sweat on. Even better if you can get into nature. When I find that I've been for a run, the house could be disappeared. A tornado could have stole my house and I wouldn't even care. I'd just be so chill about it. So that's one thing that I find really helps if I'm feeling burnt out and I want to just get back into the process, take a little break and go exercise. The unfortunate thing about burnout when you're working as a freelance artist or you have any sort of deadline is sometimes you just have to battle through it I definitely not recommend it. If you can, ask for a deadline or an extension on the thing that you're working on. If you have to work through it, try and break the task down into achievable chunks. So say you have to do a character design, break that down into shape studies, silhouettes, sketches. And once you've achieved a little chunk, you might feel a little bit better and get back into it. But really, I try not to work anything when I'm burnt out because it just leads to more frustration and then my hair will just fall out. So that's nice. You now know if you've got burnout, there are a couple of things you can try. Take a full-on break, hang out with some friends, explore other passions or hobbies, take a little creative detour, do some studying, do some doodling, anything that you can to get out of it, meditate, exercise, or battle through if you really want to be crazy about it. Like I say, I don't really recommend battling through it because your mental health is important. Look after yourself and you'll be Gucci. You might be thinking, that's a lot I gotta do just to stop being burnt out or whatever, but you don't have to do them all. These are things that I'm trying to build up constantly and I'm still not perfect at it, but it's about trying to improve yourself. So if you just had to start with one of these things, I definitely recommend exercising, getting outside, hanging out with friends. Just try and get out there, man. I mean, you're isolating yourself, trying to create your masterpiece, but sometimes it helps just to take a break. Make sure you let me know how you deal with burnout in the comments. You might be able to help someone else out, and I'm genuinely, that's a difficult word to say, genuinely, and I'm interested in knowing how you guys deal with it. I asked some people online and they said they like to hang out with friends, take a little break, and do absolutely nothing, which I think is perfect. This whole grind culture, you have to be constantly producing, that can be really detrimental to some people, especially your mental health. So make sure you're looking after yourself. And if you are really struggling with burnout or something, it could be something worse. So please go and talk to someone, friends, family, a medical professional, anything that you can do to get some help. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I've got to edit this video, get this video out quickly because people are expecting it. I've got to get on the grind. Maybe I'll go for a run. Thanks for watching. Grind every day, grind every day. I gotta produce content every day. I'm gonna produce for daily videos, 10 videos a day. I'm gonna make 10 videos a day. Yeet.